Members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria staged protests across multiple states on Monday over the killing of Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, he died in a U.S. and Israeli attack on Sunday. Iran confirmed his death hours after President Trump announced the killing. Protests erupted in Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Sokoto, Gombe, Bauchi, Yobe, Katsina, and Taraba states. Demonstrators waved Iranian flags, carried Khamenei's portraits, and condemned the United States and Israel. Ayman leader Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki described the killing as a devastating blow, saying followers were deeply shaken by the loss of a great pillar. Polarized news analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the spreading protests in Nigerian cities over the attack on Iran and the need for security agencies to step up measures to avoid a breakdown of law and order. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Many thanks for being here.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure.
While we're getting ready, I was discussing with Anieze, and I told her that this situation reminded me of the End Bad Governance protest. I remember when protesters were picked up for flying Russian flags. And now we've seen a protest taking place in different contexts, but they're flying Iranian flags. And we haven't necessarily seen any security operatives try to contain this. What do you make of it?
Well, there are two different things. That one was about election. This is about religion. And it's to be expected, given the reputation of Iran. They say one man's food is another man's poison. Some people are rejoicing that Khamenei has been killed. They are mourning. So it's their own pot of tea or kettle of fish. But I'm happy the police have been proactive in putting people on the road. But I tell you, they should not exaggerate it. I don't see them disturbing public peace in this part of the world. Even in the US, there are demonstrations, but they are not massive demonstrations. But government should always prepare for things getting out of hand. But we should not blow it out of proportion. More people are rejoicing over the death of Khamenei than those who are mourning. Let's just get that very clear. Let's leave it at that for now.
And, what's interesting is that some of these people protesting have also called on the federal government to reject the presence of the U.S. military. And we saw similar protests, when the former leader, Nicolas Maduro, was airlifted out of the country. Given the causes that we're seeing certain Nigerians associate themselves with, what does that tell us about the psyche or the thinking of this group of people?
Yes, they are a sect of Islam, but they are the smaller sect. There's the Sunni sect, which is preponderant in Nigeria. That is one headed by the Sultan of Sokoto, affiliated to Saudi Arabia. But you see, let us be blunt with each other. Iran has been the major sponsor of terrorism, especially religious terror, all over the world. And many people are grateful to America for cutting short their reign of terror. We started 679 when Ruhollah Ayatollah, the Khomeini, the Ayatollah then, came in and toppled the Shah of Iran. See, 1979 till now. But there was, at that time, you see, they seized the American embassy in Tehran, some students. America tried to go and rescue them and flopped. And Jimmy Carter was not able to get re-elected on account of that. But now, things have turned full circle. And you cannot deny that since 9/11, the war on terror has spread all over the world. To me, I think it's coming to an end with the toppling of this Islamic regime in Iran. And I wish the American Godspeed in making sure that they eliminate them and the terrorism they pose so that the world will be a safer place.
Mr.
I make bold to say that.
It's indeed bold,
Yes.
because it looks like, from what we're seeing, that it might not be as easy as that. Even though the head was taken out, I saw reports about another interim that stepped in and has potentially also been taken out, even though that's subject to confirmation. It looks like it's actually escalating and causing allies of America and Iran to get involved. So we're seeing a lot of unintended consequences and escalations in different areas. But when we come back to Nigeria, Mr. Sobowale, do you deem this a distraction? What the demonstrations that we're seeing, do you deem this a distraction from the current state of insecurity that we need to be facing head on?
That's right. You see, you cannot separate the two. But what I'm trying to say is that the gravity of this demonstration is pittance. You get me? Compared with major terror. And you see, they are also linked. They're also linked because terrorists are cowards, They cannot take on the might of the state, but they cause chaos. And you know that we have always faced that in Nigeria. You have banditry, you have kidnapping, you have suicide bombing. Those are the tactics of terrorists. To a large extent, they have been encouraged in that direction by the presence of the regime, the Islamic regime. It's a theocracy. Iran is a theocracy. They are ruled by mullahs, even though people vote, but it is an absolute dictatorship of religion. So it's different from what we practice here. And if these people want to demonstrate, let them demonstrate. They have a right to do, but they must not disturb the state, they must not disturb the peace of the public. And the police will call them to order if they do. Let's leave it at that. You seem concerned.
Oh, I am.
Yes.
I'll tell you I
am concerned, but a bit elated.
I'll tell you my concern,
I don't
Mr.
like
Sobowale.
terrorism.
Of course, I don't think
Yes.
anybody on this table can even say that they do. But my concern, Mr. Sobowale, is when we bring it back to home, I am concerned that we still don't have a uniform approach when it comes to dealing with terrorism. There was a general a few days ago that stated that the terrorists are still Nigerian, so he made a case for the rehabilitation, and he gave the Borno example, and we saw what happened in Borno State barely 24 hours ago, where soldiers were killed, vehicles were seized, and the likes. So not having a uniform approach and having some states say they want to negotiate or rehabilitate, and you have federal government saying you're going to crush them, it's all over the place.
So
when are we going to? My concern is, when are we going to have a uniform approach? Are we going to see a wake-up call from this
there
government?
There has always been a wake-up call, but you are involved in asymmetric warfare. That's what I was trying to tell you about terrorism. You see, in terrorist activity, they know they do not have the might or the power to take on the might of a superior force, but they make their presence felt by causing havoc and killing people in urban areas, crowded areas, or attack people from hospitals and schools. And then when those are shut down, they say they are killing civilians. It's all over the world. And we have not done our own bit of it. That's why, you see, separate our fight against terrorism and insecurity from this demonstration of these Shite people. Do you get me? I'm not saying they are unimportant. Because out of frustration that their leader has been killed, they can do so many things. But then it will still be asymmetric warfare. They cannot take the might to hand. That is, see, what I'm trying to say, that we are fighting. You love the word kinetic and non-kinetic. I'm saying asymmetric warfare. You get me? When you fight bandits, guerrillas, who disturb, blow up things and run into the bush and come back. It's not peculiar to us. It's all over the Sahel, all over West Africa. That's why some governments have been toppled and replaced by a military regime. What I'm saying is that let the Shiites demonstrate. But let the police watch them. And let nobody exaggerate their importance in the insecurity we are facing, because they are a minuscule lot. Get me? They have every right to demonstrate, let them demonstrate. But if they feel bereaved, there are some people who are joyful that the main sponsor of international terrorism is being put to bed by the USA. Let's leave it at that.
Mr. Dayo Sobowale, thank you very much for joining us on this topic.